guys, welcome back to my channel. For today's video, I really wanted to recreate this look by the Beauty Bandit on Instagram. I will of course link their profile down below if you guys want to check it out. And when it comes to doing purple eyeshadow, the obvious choice was my Morphe 39S palette, which I haven't used on my channel since last year, so it was time it made a comeback. But I also decided it would be the perfect occasion to try a product that has been around for a while, and that is one of the PLOUISE paints. The shade that I have here is Ecstasy, which is from the collaboration with Mitchell when they originally came out. I was really tempted to buy mine on the website, but I think they're £14 full price, and I was like, if I don't like this is gonna really upset me because I'll have to buy something else or pay postage as well. But I found a makeup artist via Facebook who was clearing out her kit, and she was selling several of these, so I got this for £9 and it was brand new. She was also selling the shade Blank Canvas, which I really wanted to get, but by the time I saw the post it was gone and I was really upset. But we got one and it was the perfect match for this look. So today we are going to be trying this out together. I have no idea if I've used this in the intended way. I was hoping to find something on the PLOUISE Instagram page, but they have no story highlights, and I was not going to go back through a year's worth of Instagram pictures to find out. So yeah, find out with me what I thought of this. I'm going to show you how I tried it out, go through all of the steps, and yeah, I mean, as always, that is basically it. So if you'd like to see how I get on with this, then just keep watching. Alright guys, so I decided to do things a little bit differently today. As you can see, I have already done one eye. I don't normally do that, and you know, I wanted this to be a true first impression, but then I realized that if I did this eye and then I messed up and then I had to start again, it would just be really frustrating, so I thought I'd have a practice round, and I really like how it turned out. So I'm going to walk you through exactly what I did. So I wasn't really sure whether to prime the eyes under the paint or not, because it is a really thick product, it's a creamy product, and I didn't want to be piling on too many creamy products. But what I do still want to do is carve my eyebrow, and you guys know that I like it to look a little bit more highlighted. So I'm just gonna, where is that? Things go missing in this room all the time. Okay, I don't know where it's gone, but I'm gonna take my PLOUISE base in 0.5, I'm gonna carve out my brow and then just blend it down into the crease. By the way, can we just take a moment to enjoy the huge visitor that I have up on my eyebrow? And the base cuts right into it, so it's really helpful. And it's not like I could film on the other eye instead, because I also have one on this eye, so yeah, it's one of those days, guys. I'm trying not to take the base any lower down than the crease, because otherwise I'm just gonna have a bit of a build-up of product. But I feel like this is gonna give me something for the paint to blend into and still have that nicely highlighted brow. For the paint, I went ahead and took the PLOUISE brush that came with the Banner Black base. I don't normally recommend this, but actually for this I found it worked quite well. This paint is a really thick product. Like, it actually struggled a bit to come out of the tube, and I was really worried it was dried out. And then I kind of had to like actually mix it up a bit and soften it up on my palette before using it. I mean, it literally does feel like paint. It hasn't dried out on my palette though, which I'm like quite surprised by. So I just popped it on my eyelid, really. And it is really opaque. Like, there is no denying that. I'm not going for too much of a shape at this stage. I'm just placing the colour all over the eyelid. I mean, that is really quick. I didn't really struggle to get coverage or anything. It doesn't look patchy. It's really even, actually. While it starts drying down, I am going to blend it out and give myself my shape. I'm going to take a clean Zoeva 231, and what I did was just start running that over the edge. And this is where I'm going to start creating my shape as well. I do want it to come out pretty straight and then kind of angle in. So I was following the shape of my brow. I think I did take it a bit lower than I did on the other side. It takes a little bit of time, but I think also it is best to take your time with this kind of product because it is a really strong colour, and it hasn't dried down just yet. I know that this product does dry down completely, which the bases don't do, but right now it hasn't yet. It's still giving me some room to play with it. I'm just going to take my brush that I put it down with. I'm going to pop on a bit more. I've not even picked up any more product, like this is just what was still on the brush, and then I'm going to blend out again. There is definitely skipping, but I feel like you can blend it out. and it does blend as well. Like if you were trying to do this with, say, like a gel liner, like the Inglot one that I normally use, if I use the black one as a base, it normally gets really sticky, which isn't the case with this. It's not completely even. I feel like I have a bit more skipping on this side than I did on the other, but I'm going to come out and blend more with the shadows anyway, so I'm not that fussed at this stage. Just trying to remember how high I took it on the other eye. That looks about right. And then I'm going to take a bit more product and I'm going to come in on the lower lash line as well. And this time I'm just taking a smaller flat brush to blend, just to give me a bit more precision than the Zoeva 231, so I'm not starting to like drag it down really far or anything. It's definitely not the quickest product to fully dry down, because I can see on the lid it's still a little bit shiny, so that's telling me that it hasn't dried down. But I am curious to see, like, give it a proper wear test and see what the creasing is like, because that's meant to be the whole thing about it, is that it doesn't crease. Okay, so now that I've laid down my base, I'm gonna go into the world's most impractical palette. I really wish the names were printed in this. The shade I'm going to be using is this one, and I think it's called Make It Rain. It's like the shade I use every time I use this palette. I'm just using a flat Urban Decay brush. This is just the one that came with my original Naked palette, and I'm just packing on the colour. I felt like when I packed the colour onto my left eye, it was looking a bit patchy, but I think it's okay this time. I'm going to do the lower lash line as well. I do definitely feel like the colour has more depth than if I had used it on my normal base. And it's just going a lot quicker in terms of the packing on the application of the base. That took me a while, I won't lie to you guys. That blending out, it is a bit lengthy, but then I feel like it's kind of worth it to get that more impactful colour on the lid. So next up, I'm going to take a lighter purple. I'm going to go into this one on my Morphe M433, and I think this one is called Grape Mines. And I'm going to blend and extend my shape. I'm really starting by focusing it on the crease. And then I'm going to slowly bring it upwards, but I really want to focus more on the shape itself, so just elongating it. And then on the lower lash line, I'm using the same shade, but I'm taking my Morphe M456. It's just a little bit smaller, a little bit more precise. And I'm just going back in with the M433. I'm just going to take my Zoeva 231 again and just take some more of Make It Rain. Just bring it up a bit higher. And then back in with the M433 to blend. Just really trying to make sure I've got the same shape on both eyes. I'm gonna add some more of Make It Rain down here as well. I feel like when you look really closely, there is some weird texture. Now whether that texture would be there or not with another base, I don't know. Possibly not. Oh, what's happening? I think I might be over blending, but it seems to be where the base meets the paint. Oh, I can see the skipping. I didn't have that on the other side. Interesting. Very interesting. I'm just gonna add a little bit of depth right on the lid with the shimmery black down here, which is called Rocks On. Just taking it on a flat brush, popping it right down the lash line. Ooh, that's really nice. Gonna add some to the lower lash line as well, just using the tip of the brush. And then I'm just gonna blend slightly with the M433. The exact thing that I didn't want to happen has happened. Something is looking worse on this side than it was on the other eye. It has happened literally here, where I hadn't put the paint down though, where I blended the paint up. So it could be completely my fault there. I'm just gonna take an angled brush from Beauty Bay. This is the Just Wing It. And I'm going to try the paint on the waterline because it's meant to stay in place really, really well. And I really struggle to find anything that really, really stays in place. So let's try it out. I'm gonna try using the other side of the brush, see if that makes a difference. Okay, it's layered on, it's in there. We're gonna see how it lasts until the end of the video, because normally by the time I'm like finishing off my makeup, it's gone. Okay, the next thing I'm going to do is add some details to the look. So the first thing I'm going to do is highlight my inner corner using these from Cosmetics, and they look incredible, and I'm really scared I'm going to spill them, so I'm going to put them down. I'm just going to start off with some NYX glitter glue. I'm going to pop that on the inner corner, and then I'm going to come on top with the flakes. Ooh, so strange, it looks so purple in the pot, and even though we've got purple eyeshadow on, it's come out super pink. I'm really confused. Wow, these flakes are like witchcraft. The effect is amazing though. Okay, the last thing that we can see is some details that look, I thought they were snowflakes, but I realise now they're probably stars. So I'm going to take my Shein Cosmetics Epic Liner in the shade Buttermilk, and now watch me fail really badly at these. This isn't even straight. Oh my god. Oh, this is so bad. Okay, I think that's as good as it's gonna get. And then we just have dots. Okay, the dots are a lot more successful than the line work was. The last thing to add in terms of details is just a gem to the center of the 2 stars. I'm gonna take my clear gems that I just got on Amazon. I'm just gonna use the ones that are second from smallest. I think they'll look quite good. So I'm just taking the Duo brush on glue, and I'm just gonna pop a dot just in the middle of the stars, and then add the gem. Okay, I just switched over to the smallest size of gem. I think that looks a lot better. And the last thing that I'm going to do is just highlight my brow bone using the Mega Moon highlighter from Makeup Obsession. Just going to take that on a small brush. Quickly go over that edge of my M456. Alright, so that is it for the eyeshadow. So I'm going to go and do my base off camera. I will just finish kind of the highlighter and all of that on camera with you guys. So I'll just go and do that and I'll be right back. Alright guys, so all of my base is on. So that literally just leaves my lips, my blush and my highlighter. I'm really torn because I wanted to use the Mega Moon highlighter again for my highlight. But I also want to go quite nude on the cheeks, quite warm. Just to kind of contrast with the eyes, because otherwise I know I'm going to look really washed out. So that's not going to work with the highlighter. I don't know which one to use. You know what? I think I might go for the highlighter in the I Heart Revolution Chocolate Contour Kit, because it's quite nice, really. So let's pop the highlighter on. I mean, I think they did a pretty good job with this shade of highlighter, because it's nice and light, but it's not completely white. Like, it works for me, and I can see it working for someone who's paler, but it's not too cool toned. It has some depth to it, but without leaving a cast. I just put loads of that on. Why did I do that? Let's be a little bit less aggressive on the nose. And then for my blush, I'm going to go in with the Wet n Wild Colour Icon blush in Nudist Society. I'm really liking this blush, actually. I feel like it's really buildable. It's a really nice formula. I wanted something matte, but it actually has a light glitter to it. But I think it looks gorgeous on the skin. Very blendable, very buildable. I really want to pick up some more, basically. So if I had gone for everything cool toned there, I would look really, really washed out, so I'm glad I didn't. I'm going to line my lips with my Peaches and Cream lip liner in the shade Borderline. And then for my lipstick, I'm going to go in with the Clinique Even Better Pop Lip Colour Foundation in the shade Delicate. This has been in my handbag for like 3 months because it was one of my work lipsticks, but as I'm not going to work at the moment, I may as well wear it, and I do really like this colour. And then I'm just going to finish everything off by spraying on some Collection Primed and Ready Matte. I really hope my video hasn't been blurry through this whole video, because on my monitor it looks like it has been, and that's really, really annoying. I've refocused it about 10 times and I still think it looks blurry. Anyway guys, here is the finished look. I hope as always that you liked it. Let's dig in a little bit closer. I'm going to bring my mirror in and I'm going to give you my thoughts on this PLOUISE paint. The first thing that I'm going to say about it is that I really like the intensity of the eyeshadow. I know that if I had just tried to use that matte eyeshadow over just the PLOUISE base in my normal shade, it would probably have taken me a lot more building up just to make sure that I was getting that colour really, really even. And that's something that I find with most matte shades. If you're trying to get like a flat, completely matte look, or if you're doing a matte cut crease or something, using a coloured base is probably just going to make your life easier, because it's just going to be a lot easier to build on that and just overall a lot smoother. I really don't know if I'm explaining myself properly, but I hope I am. Could I have done this with any other product? Absolutely. I could have used like a black eyeliner or a purple eyeliner, a gel liner, another coloured base. In terms of ease of use, it was really easy to use. I was surprised by how thick it was, and I really wish I'd shown you guys on camera now. I mean, I do think the opening's a bit weird. I get that it's meant to look more like a paint, but it just comes out so thick. To get it to come out, I really have to force down on the tube, and you do kind of have to then warm up the product to get it to fluidify a bit. Maybe this one is a bit older. I don't know when it was originally purchased by the person that I bought it from. So it did take a little bit of warming up. Once it was actually on the lid, I would say it was pretty easy to use. I compared it to my Inglot gel liner. I do find that that gets really sticky. I can pack it on, but if I try to blend it out, it's just like a lot of hassle. Whereas this gets a bit more creamy once you have kind of softened it up. So it wasn't too much effort. It was quite easy. It did take time, and that's also because I was trying to be really careful, trying to make sure I was getting the right shape. I don't know that it saved me any time compared to other products, but I would say it was easier to blend out than other products because it didn't have that sticky quality. It did feel a lot more creamy. In terms of looking at it really, really close in my mirror, something has gone wrong, and it's gone wrong right in the crease. It may be where it was skipping, and I was like, oh, this is fine, it's gonna sort itself out, and it just hasn't. But I'm not getting it as much on this eye. Did I take the base to the same height exactly on this eye? I'm not 100% sure. I thought I did. Did I take it lower down on this side? I don't know. In terms of the waterline, I do think it stayed in place pretty well. It has kind of rubbed off right in the corner on each side, and I think that's just kind of normal. That always happens to me, but it's still looking pretty even. I feel like a lot of eyeliners that I use could look pretty gappy at this point, so that part is pretty good. So yeah, overall as a first impression, I'd say this is pretty decent. If it wasn't for the kind of skipping in the crease, because I don't know what's caused this at this stage, so that's definitely going to take some working out, but if it wasn't for that, I'd be super impressed. This would be a really positive first impression. That is just the one thing that's making me think like, okay, is this the product? Is this me? I need more information. Basically, it does make me want to pick up blank canvas even more because I'm really curious to try it. Does it make me want to pick up other colors? Not at this stage. Like, I feel like I'm quite happy with my normal bases. Maybe this could change through using it some more. Anyway guys, that is it for this video. Anyway guys, that wraps up today's video. I hope you found it helpful. Let me know in the comments, are you thinking of trying the paints? Have you already tried them? And if you have, definitely let me know like what works best for you and what doesn't. I'm really curious to hear your opinions on it. If you enjoyed the video, then do also make sure you give it a big thumbs up. And if you haven't already, hit that subscribe button and that notification bell so you don't miss out on my next video. And I'll see you all on the next one. Bye guys!